Okay, we are back live here at iSolve Connect in Scottsdale, Arizona for the Heroes of HR podcast. And we have a repeat offender coming in. Mary Kay, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Great. Okay, so we're going to jump into your session. We're going to learn all about what you spoke about, and you won an award last night, so we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
But first, for the audience, tell them who you are and what you do.
Okay. Mary Kay Kirgis. I am the HR director at Guttenberg Municipal Hospitals and Clinics, which is in Northeast Iowa. We are a small critical access hospital and rural health clinic. So we have a town about 1,500 people, and our coverage is about 30 square miles.
Okay. So 1,500 people is the town.
Yep.
That's tiny.
It is tiny.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I thought the town, I grew up in the city in Philly, so it was like big for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then we moved to a town, small town, which is like, I don't know if it's like a couple, like 20,000, 30,000. I'm like, man, this is tiny. This is small. 1,500. You have like 3 stop signs? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, the funny story about the county we live in is there are no stoplights.
Oh,
in
really?
the entire county.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool. So it's just like all stop signs, or is it like circles? Or...
All stop signs, gravel roads.
Oh,
farming,
gravel.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Communities.
Oh, wow.
So,
all right. So we're like rough riding, off-roading. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. Way different. But all right. So you had a session.
mhm.
What did you talk about in your session?
So we talked a little bit of everything about HR, and we talked about AI and technology and how we keep our employees engaged, things like that, and some advice that we could give to others about being a HR leader and how we as HR leaders work to keep our employees engaged.
Yeah. Which is not an easy task.
It is not.
It's not just saying, "Oh, here's a foosball table," and you get pizza Fridays. Like it's not like that. So let's talk about that. So how long you've been doing this for a while?
Yeah, I actually, excuse me, I was with Crescent Community Health Center,
Mhm.
which is a qualified federal health center in Dubuque, Iowa. I was there for 3 years, and then I moved to Guttenberg.
Okay.
So, and the reason I did that was Guttenberg is like basically my hometown. I grew up 15 miles north of there.
So it's
Yep.
This is your people, your
Yep.
town, right? But you've been doing this work for a long
Yes.
time.
Yeah, I've been in HR for 12 years.
Okay. So, which doesn't sound like a long time, but 12 years in HR is a long
Mhm.
time. And we've seen so many changes
A lot.
in there, right? So let's talk about that. So experience 12 years ago versus experience today. What's the biggest change?
A lot of it is just embracing change, and that's a big part of it, and hopefully bringing your employees along to embrace change,
Mhm.
because that is one of the hardest things to do. People get set in their ways. Legacy employees who've been, doing their job for 30 plus years,
Yeah.
it's really hard to get them to follow and
Uh-huh.
embrace the changes and all the technology that's coming at us so fast.
Right. I like the word embrace. I don't think we've heard that word this entire week,
Oh, really?
but embrace the change. It's always adopt or evolve or adapt, but it's not embrace. And I think that makes a big difference.
It does.
It makes a big difference saying it that way. When you said, how do you get an employee who's been there for 30 years or has 30 years of experience to embrace the change? That's like, it's kind of, it reminded me of a conversation we had yesterday where you have a middle manager, a line manager who, let's say they're 30 years old and they were promoted to a manager and their team is 45 to 55 years old. How do they manage that change in that age? Like you have an older employee who's like, I've got 10 years left in my career. Why am I being managed by this person who's got 5 years in their career? And they were going through some issues, right, with communication and how to do that, embracing the change. That's interesting that we talked about.
Yeah, and a lot of times I get that a lot, especially with the legacy nurses who've been doing it forever. And they'll come to you with, well, why do they get to do this and I don't?
Right.
And my answer usually is, it's because they made choices along the way. No, I never say that. I go, but if that's what you want to do,
Right.
if you want to get there, I will
Here's-
help you.
Right. Here's how we can do that.
Yeah.
Here's how we
And it's something I actually have never heard in my career, where you know you want to get somewhere, but your leaders have never said, "Well, I'll help you get there."
Right.
They've always been, "No, you're right.
You're good
where
right here.
Yeah, you're where we want you."
Yeah.
Instead of
You're right where we need you.
Yeah.
And you don't grow. And that's, it's so this is, I mean, I haven't been in corporate America since 2016, but really since 2011, 2012 timeframe. And I think what really drove me out of there, which kind of, you're a bad manager, but you learn a lot from them.
Yep.
And then you just learn what you don't want to do. And that's what I had. He was a cool friend. Like, we got along, but his management style was poor. And he held everybody back. So it wasn't, you can go here, you can go do this. It was, I need you here because you're really good here. And I need you over here because you're really good here. Meanwhile, 5 years later, you're still here and you're still getting your 2%, 3% bump where you could have been over here.
Right.
And that kills a team.
It
That
does.
kills a team. And it doesn't allow people to grow. And that's when I knew, for me anyway, is like, that's not what I'm going to be doing. That's not the manager that I want to be. And also, that's the person I'll never work for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's finding those people who want to grow. I mean, it's not, it's not, you always have the people that are happy doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's what they want to do, and nothing will ever change. But it's when those people that say they're happy doing what they're doing, but yet want something that they feel they aren't getting, it's trying to make them see. So if you want this is how you have to get there.
Here's the path to get to where you want to go.
You supposedly want to go.
Yeah, it's totally doable.
Yeah. So once you show them that and they see the work that goes into it, the effort, all that kind of stuff, a lot of times they back off of what they think they're not getting.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to do all that.
They won't do that work. Yeah. This guy might have 5 years in his career, but this is what he's done in those 5 years. You've been doing this for 30 years and you don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And you're right. I have a couple of friends, they work in labs. They went to people manager roles and they hated it. They came backwards and said, I'm happy here. I'm happy in the lab and this is what I want to do. I don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
And they're okay with that.
And one of the things we get a lot, especially in a hospital setting, is, we have certain positions that can do hybrid or work from home.
Right.
And a lot of the times from your nurses or your lab techs or people that have to be on site, it's not fair that they get to work from home every once in a while. And again, my answer is, well, if that's what you want,
then do that job.
I'll show you how to do it. And you
that job's available.
Yeah. And it's like, no, I want to work with patients. I go, then you made choices that you have to live with.
Right.
So don't.
Yeah. I mean, it's if you're working on an oil rig, right? Or what I've learned last week is you say oil rig. I was like, what did you just say? She said oil. So what was oil? I really didn't know what she was saying because I've never heard it like that. But if you're working on an oil rig, you're not going to have a button-up shirt with a tie.
Right.
I mean, you could, but that's not what you're wearing, right?
Right.
Like you chose that opportunity. So I'm totally with you. So I think, and I want you to walk us through this. So employee experience in a hospital setting. I'm assuming, I never worked in a hospital. I've been in hospitals, of course, but it's very different. Employee experience in a hospital setting is very different than employee experience at an accounting firm, for example.
Absolutely. And the biggest part is they have to be, you can't treat a patient from your house.
Yeah.
You have to be at the hospital. And it's trying to find ways within those jobs that you can be flexible. As I always say, finding flexibility in jobs that aren't flexible.
Right. Which is not easy.
It is not easy.
Yeah.
And it's truly also, we're in a nursing shortage. So nurses are really hard to come by, and they're even harder to come by in a rural hospital setting.
Right. Because that's a good point. 1,500 people. Where are you getting your people from?
Yeah, we have to work really hard. Actually, we've been really lucky at Guttenberg where we since I got there up until like 3 months ago,
Hmm.
we were fully staffed on our nurses.
Oh, wow.
So for over 2 years, I was fully staffed on nurses, and then we had some leave, and now we're trying to find them again,
Right.
and it's been really difficult.
Right.
And we have to go into the high schools and start, pitching those things and trying
Growing
to,
them.
growing them, possibly offering to pay for their school if they give us a 2-year commitment to come back.
Right.
And it's trying to think outside of boxes that
Hmm.
they've never thought of, and trying to get your leadership, your executive team to understand that you might have to put money here in
Yeah.
order to be able to make money later.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, it's very similar to STEM and research and all the other stuff, right? I mean, you've got manufacturing, Ford and so forth. They build programs in universities and high schools, and they bring them through automotive and tech schools. And they may never work at Ford, but they might.
yeah, and
You
one of
know.
the things me and my CEO boss have talked about is it still goes back to, if you want to be something, I'm going to show you how to get there,
Hmm.
even if it doesn't have anything to do with us.
Right. Right.
Because if you show them that you care about their dreams,
Yeah.
they're going to be loyal to you.
Sure. Yeah. You can be stewards of their dreams and help them
Exactly.
facilitate the process for them to get there. And given that area, if they're going to stay in your area, they're going to come to you.
Exactly.
I mean, I would
We're-
think so, right?
We're the biggest employer.
Yeah. I mean, if they're going to go to New York or somewhere else, then okay, then you've given them great skills.
Exactly.
And if they come back home because their family's there, they'll work for you then.
Hmm.
And that's how that would be. Yeah, I can see, gosh, that would be a difficult task to restaff nurses in such
very
a small area.
It is.
Yeah. So once you get them, like, which makes sense why you're winning this award, right? The judges award, like you have an experience, you've built an experience, right? Employee engagement, employee experience at the organization. They don't want to leave.
Yeah. On average, we have, I would say, 60% of our staff would be considered legacy employees.
Okay.
So they've been there for
They're-
10 to
yeah.
40 years.
Okay.
So we have staff that have been there 45 years.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah.
they started at Guttenberg Hospital and right out of school,
And
they
they
have never
continued.
left. Yep.
I don't know if I can look at a building that long.
I know.
Like, I might love the job, but I don't know if I can look at the same walls for 40 years.
Yeah. Well, it's all about the patients, from what I understand.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that's crazy. So tell us what you enjoy most about building, I guess, your greatest accomplishment in building the experience you have over the last couple of years. What's the one thing that stands out to you is like, yeah, I nailed it here. People don't have to tell me, like, I crushed it.
So one of the things I've actually, from the day I started there, one of the things I started doing is trying to take away the stigma of HR, because
Okay.
they've always had that feeling like HR is it's only there for the managers and the CEO. It's not there for
Mhm.
the employees. So one of the things I started doing, which, not a lot of people can do that since we're a smaller company, I am able to, is I make lunch for them.
Okay, you
Every
make lunch.
department, yeah, I will make them something like soup or whatever,
Okay.
and then I will go have lunch with them and listen to them and hear what they're thinking.
Mhm.
I also do a benefit survey every year
Okay.
to make sure that we have the benefits that they're looking for, and things like that. I just want to make sure that I'm hearing what they need,
Right.
and then if I can't give it to them, I want to be able to tell them the why.
You can at least address it.
Exactly.
You can hear it. Yeah, that makes sense. So, okay, so how many people work here?
So regular employees 198. If you throw our
Mhm.
contractors in, it's about 220.
Okay. And how often are you making food?
I usually do about every other month.
That's
I
a
try
lot
to
of
hit
food.
yeah, I try to hit every department. Luckily, we don't have too many.
Okay, you're doing departments at it. You're not doing
Yep.
like the full.
No.
Oh, I say that's
So I'll
crazy.
do like next week. I'm doing the lab and imaging department.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go make handballs and cheesy potatoes.
Well, that sounds so good. That sounds so good right now.
If you're from the Midwest, handballs, you'll know.
What is a handball?
So-
it just sounds like I should eat it though.
It's kind of like a meatball, but
Mhm.
you use ground ham and hamburger together.
Oh.
And then it has like a tomato honey glaze on top of it.
I'm gonna
really-
have to look this up.
Yeah, look at
Ham
this.
ball.
Yep.
So you just take ham, like a cooked ham, and
Yep,
ground it.
grind it up. Yep.
Huh. All right.
Delicious.
That's the best thing I've learned all week. I'm not gonna lie.
It's an Iowa staple. You go to Iowa, it's an Iowa staple.
Yeah, I had this whatever this juice is here. I forget what it is. It's water with something. And I took a photo and I sent it to my wife. I said, "This is really good." She probably thought I meant you need to make this. Which is after I sent it, I'm like, "Oh, that's not what I meant." But it was really like that. And now the handballs. So I'm gonna have to get this recipe because that's
Look it up on Pinterest.
Pinterest.
Yep.
Pinterest is everybody's friend. So, well, Mary Kay, this has been great. I appreciate it, and safe travels.
Thank you.